Welcome back, Madcap Toys fans. You are back in the toy barn. I hope you've had a fantastic week so far and things have been going pretty good for you. But before we begin, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe to the Madcap Toys family. We really do want you to be a part of us. Also, make sure you hit the bell. Please do that for all notifications because each and every time we upload content, of course, you're going to be the first to know, and comments, you know we love them, so just keep them coming. It's been a day and a very good day. So some things have happened in the last bit. So I put my hair in a bun, of course, and Daren and I went on a retail arbitrage trip today, about 35 minutes out from where we live. Found out there was some really, really good deals on top of already clearance deals. And we took advantage of it. I said, I think this could be a good trek to run. Showed them some of the items that were in this area. And I said, you know, let's try it. If some of it's sold out, well, then we'll see if we can find it somewhere else. But if not in this particular location, we'll go ahead and give it a shot. So we did. Good thing. We started out with 2 carts and ended up with 4 full carts and getting it, you know, through the lines, getting it paid for quickly and getting it into our SUV and then getting it home and unloading. So it's been a good day. Thank goodness here the weather has gotten a little bit warmer. It got up to 39 degrees today, which was good. So it helped for us to be able to back in the SUV to our garage and then unloading. But it's still, you know, it's still cold, right? 39 degrees in the Midwest is still a little cool, but it should be warming up a little bit more in the next couple of days to get that snow melting. So it's been pretty good today. Like I said, I really thought it was going to be crazy to get 4 carts through some major slush to the car. But we did it good. We did it right. People were really good. A lot of the workers there were pretty helpful in the respect of getting us through the line quickly, so we weren't taking up time for other people to do their Christmas shopping, etc. And it was pretty uniform. So I was very, very thankful for that. We just said, you know what? Once we had all of our stuff loaded in the car, in our SUV, we were like, you know what? Let's just go through the drive-through to get our lunch. So we did, because we were going to go like sit in, and then we thought about it. We're like, nah, with all that stuff in the car, it's probably not a good idea. So we did that and rushed right home, got it unloaded, and things are setting up there. And when we came back, I noticed we made more sales, of course, but more Christmas-like sales. So maybe things are still happening where people are buying items, you know, right now for the Christmas season. These were like toys, like anywhere from Paw Patrol to Legos, etc. So never know. And I'm hoping and praying that the Postal Service and UPS does you know, get this at a decent time, because as we speak, as of right now, supposedly one of our Amazon purchases of ours that we purchased some presents for our grandchildren and a couple of our daughter-in-laws, they were supposed to have already been here. I've been told and overheard that they are backed up, so to speak. So things have been taking a lot longer. We actually ordered this order over 3 weeks ago and still are waiting. So we're hoping that by the weekend we should have it in plenty of time to get it wrapped and ready to go for next Thursday on Christmas. So let's hope for the best, right? So yeah, other than the retail arbitrage, things have been going pretty good. Sales have been consistent across the board, both on eBay, eBay Plus, or Madcap Toys, Madcap Toys Plus, Macari, and Poshmark doing really good there. So before we actually talk to you about the 13 that have sold on Madcap Toys Plus, I'm going to share with you a subject and see what your thoughts are. And I want you to participate. I want you to put in the comments below what you do in this situation. I want to hear what you have to say. So first of all, I'm going to ask the question. Then I'm going to tell you what Daren and I do. And then I'm going to give you a few people what they said and what they responded with and go from there. But not only am I going to do that, I want to make sure that you put your comments in below on what you do in this situation, because we would like to hear from you. So here's the question. For those who take returns, when someone files a return, what wording or verbiage do you use in a message to the buyer while you are waiting on the return to come back to you? Without someone hearing the tone you intend, I'm afraid it may sound snarky, and I want to come off as professional, even if a buyer is being difficult. Do you have a different response for an item not as described than you do a regular return? Just curious what people are doing. So let me give you the answer that Daren and I would say to you on what we do. Now, what we do doesn't mean that's exactly what you should do. This is what we do here at Madcap Toys and Madcap Toys Plus. Again, everybody has their own opinion on what they want to do, and so be it, because it is their business, right? For us in this question, when someone files a return, we don't send out messages to them, because basically eBay takes care of the return, so to speak. They automatically tell us that a buyer has opened a return request, and to make sure whether it be, item not as described or item damaged or remorse buy, right, just didn't like it. We're going to know what it's about, right? We're going to know what the item is, what it's about, what kind of return it is, and so forth. We basically have eBay do everything on our part. And then once the return is delivered, the item, then of course we respond in kind, whether if it's something on our part, if it's defective and we didn't see it or what have you, then we deal with that in that respect with the refund. If it is remorse, we do it differently where they don't get the original shipping back and what have you, or of the like. So we work the return the way we do, but we don't respond to the person back and forth usually on an average return, because eBay takes care of it. So that's what Madcap Toys and Madcap Toys Plus does on eBay in particular. So I'm going not to go through all this because there was a lot of answers, really good answers, but I'm going to pick out just the ones that people, and I'm not going to say their names, their usernames, their names in itself, because I'm going to protect those individuals, of course. But I wanted just to kind of give you guys just a little bit what other people have responded to that question. And again, let me know in the comments below what you think. One person said, no need to talk to them, meaning let it be, let eBay handle it and do its thing, and then you do your thing once you get the item back. Another person said, some returns require no communication. If you have accepted a return of a good, undamaged item for some reason, you might say something like, a refund will be issued upon receipt and inspection of the item. Pretty good. Some sellers have templates for the description that contain more verbiage about returns and other restrictions than it does about the item itself. So again, even if you have that verbiage out, if you wanted to do that, if you feel like you need to do that, have a response. Again, you may even put that verbiage, a refund will be issued upon receipt and inspection of the item. So once the seller has inspected the item, you'll get a refund if it's, good, undamaged, and the like, and all that, if it's that kind. Another person said, this last return I just accepted because it was an item not as described, and as a seller, there is no need to say anything on those because eBay sides with the buyer. I found out that if you don't say anything when they don't contact you, they are less likely to send the return and it will be closed. Again, this is just what people are saying as eBay sellers in their experience. Couple responds to that. Our internet has been going crazy in the last few days, probably because of the weather. And one person said, right, because we don't really accept item not as described. That's them. I don't know what that means. And then they responded with that. Didn't mean to make it sound as I just accept it, but eBay gives us no recourse. So I don't go out of my way for item not as described returns. Again, fair. Everybody has what they do, right? Absolutely. Another person, I do not communicate other than the message eBay sends to them. Another person, I don't respond at all. The app handles all of it. Another person said, silence is golden, right? Another person says, and I'll just kind of wrap it up from here. I do not engage in ongoing convos or conversations. When they message me about the problem, whether it's item not as described, damaged, or just because, I simply say the eBay policy is for them to contact eBay. about the return, and when I receive it, I'll issue a refund. I do not specify how much I'm going to give back or give out any more details, and that's good too. We don't give back details on how much or what. Let the return happen, right? If it's going to happen. Because sometimes buyers will put in a return request and not return the item and just let it go dead. But in this respect, let them return it, get it returned, and then you can focus on, how much to give back, etc. But don't be setting out expectations before that time. Definitely not. One person said, by the way, I do not offer returns, but of course, with a damage or an item not as described, you must accept a return. Of course, we all have to do that. And if the person does contact me with an odd reason, didn't like, didn't read, kid ordered it, etc., I will usually accept it because I don't want the argument, but I will not refund the shipping. And if it is not returned in the condition I sent it, they will only get a partial item refund. The reason I do not specify any of this in the beginning is because they could damage the item just to claim damaged, and then I can't relist it. In 30 years of selling online, awesome, good for you. Very, very good. I have found that scammers will usually not even bother to return it because they understand you probably know what is happening. As for the rest, the good buyers, stuff happens and I can relist it. Okay, not a big deal. And I can kind of vouch for that. Being here 25 plus on eBay soon, on the 27th, we will be selling, buying and selling on eBay for 26 years. So we get it. We've had to where when they said the reason I do not specify any of this in the beginning is because they could damage the item. We've had that happen. We have had that happen to where someone didn't like their answer in regards to the return, and they tore brand new mint and card packages open completely on purpose and shoved them back in. Now, we gave them a refund, but we did not refund the original shipping. And we only refund up to 50% because they did not keep the item in original condition as when we sent it perfectly out. So in that respect, sellers are protected because of that. They have to make sure that they return it in the condition they received it in that respect, right? So there you go. So what do you think? What do you guys do in a return? Do you talk about it with them along the process before you get the item? Let me know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. All right, so let's get to it. We are going to look at the 13 items, and maybe a little more, depends on how well we do here. And I've got to admit, like I said earlier, we have been, at least I have on Madcap Plus, and I know Daren's been getting a lot more silver sales, which is pretty awesome in the last few days, and other things too, but silver especially. But some toy-like items, especially in the last 48 hours, so midweek, still being purchased to ship. I mean, today I had received 3 Poshmark orders that were all, Christmas toy children like related. And then as well, I've received about 3 or 4 children preschool like toys related and action figure related that would be considerably under a Christmas tree. So it's been pretty cool. So the consistency is there. It did drop off for a day or two, but it did pick up. I do understand, again, as we have talked in the last videos, that before the end of the week, that kind of buying in this respect of those kind of toys will probably slow down. It always does. And that's okay, because here at Madcap Toys, we know that it'll get quiet for a few days. And then all of a sudden on Christmas Eve, we'll have a little drop. And then on Christmas Day in the evening, it will start to happen, where we'll have more media, collectibles, the norm stuff that's happening, as well as some people will have the gift cards and things available to them that they will, get on eBay, Poshmark, Bacardi, whatnot, District, whatever, and buy more toys or buy more clothing or even buy Christmas items. I know it's weird, but a lot of people will buy up Christmas for the following year. It just happens, and we're happy for that. We love the fact that it doesn't mean it's over. It just means it's just beginning. So always remember that as a reseller if you can. So let's get to it. The very first one. I love these series. I love Paw Patrol. Again, as I said in the last video, Paw Patrol has different types of series. So you can never have enough of it. You can never have enough of the different little puppies there, but also the different series that they also provide. This particular one is an older series that we've had for a little while. And this was found on Adam's Shelf 1. And this is Paw Patrol Dino Rescue. See the cute little egg next to Chase. So adorable. Chase's deluxe vehicle with mystery dinosaur figure. So it comes with a mystery. It's a mystery. And this one sold for $14.39 plus shipping to boot. Love, love, love it. So I was able to wrap it up good in a Ground Advantage, and off it is going to go in the AM. So very excited about that. And next up, we've been selling a little Legos. They did mention they didn't want an invoice. They didn't want a receipt in there that they just wanted to put in. So whether it is a gift or whether they're also a reseller, but buy to resell, who knows? But you know what? I don't normally put pink, paper slips or pink slips in there anyway, as far as invoice slips, let's call it, anyway, because I just don't. I did when I first started eBay, but I just don't normally do that. Normally I just put the toy in wrapped and then sticker on top, label on top, and there we go. So on Jordan's Shelf 3, we sold a Lego Superheroes Venom Mech Armor versus Miles Morales. This we actually purchased roughly about a month ago. So this is one of the toys that we just barely had not very long. So I love when we sell something and we haven't had a long time. It goes to move. I love that. And we wrapped that up, and it sold for $7 plus ship. So it was one of the tinier ones and still made good. I think they wanted 50 cents off the regular price or something like that, or 99 cents. And I thought, well, that's great. Let's go for it. So we did that. And next up, this is another item that I just barely bought a few weeks ago on a pallet, a mini pallet buy, which I love and adore these. I think I purchased 2 of these Genghis frogs, and I purchased a wing nut in the same series, and I've already sold the wing nut, and I've already sold one of the Genghis frogs. I only have one of these left, so I'm pretty happy about that. I love when you buy something and it heads right out the door. Nickelodeon TMNT Mutations Mix and Match Genghis Frog action figure from Playmates Toys. Found on River Shelf 2, and this frog sold for $8.50 plus ship. Love, love, love that. I love when we can move product quick. I don't mind when they stay a little while, but I do like to move, because when you make more room for more, you just get to source more and more and more, and that's what we love to do. That's the greatest thing about being a reseller, is to source. I love sourcing. It's so much fun. Next up, media buy. I think I bought a lot of these sealed or nearly sealed DVDs at a yard sale. I think they were resellers. I almost guarantee they were, because they had a lot of bulk pallet stuff there. And I recall picking up a box of and they were way out in the boondocks too. So I almost gave up and turned around, because I was going for like 15 minutes out in the middle of nowhere. But I stuck with it and made it. And she had a whole big box of these DVDs that were mint sealed, and this was one of them. This one kind of looked roughed up, like maybe it got tore on top, but it was mostly shrink wrapped 90% of the way, except for that top right there. The Legend of Bagger Vance and Tin Cup. This is a double feature DVD, 2-disc set, and this one sold normal price for $6.99 plus ship. And then on a buy Daren bought not too long ago, he had received some UMD videos for Sony PSP. It was like a stack of them, got them in a lot. And I actually sold one. I think I've sold one before, not too long ago, and then I sold this particular one, and it was really, really good. The little mini video, it was like only this big, was pristine. So all I had to do is kindly, wipe it a little bit just to make sure I got the thumbprints off, and it was good to go. Black Hawk Down UMD video for Sony PSP. Found in the shed, and this one sold for $8.99 plus ship. Very, very good. And we got here some more media. Was found in Jordan Shelf 3, so I'm starting to skew some of the CDs and DVDs up closer to my printer, so that way I can just go out, take 5 seconds, grab it, and I'm enjoying the fact it is taking less time to go hunt for these things. Love it. The Director's Cut by Phantomus CD from 2001, found on Jordan Shelf 3, and this one sold for $7.99 plus ship. And then, of course, we had another sealed DVD, because you know what? Sealed DVDs are great when you can find them, and find them really cheap, because the condition should be brand new, because nobody's used it because it was sealed. Nobody's opened it. Logan Lucky DVD 2017 brand new sealed. That one was found in the shed before the storm there, the ice storm. And this one sold for $5 plus ship. So they did ask for a slight deal. Usually I will try to put up the premium above $6.99. But in this case, they did ask for a deal, and I took it because why not? I have hundreds of DVDs and CDs. So I was ready to kind of move some things there. And next up we got, and if you are a regular watcher at Madcap Toys, we purchased some books in a big brick buy. So when I say brick, it was like this big, this wide, and it was stacked full of paperback books, old vintagey ones. And I think I paid $10 per brick, per big. There's like 44 paperbacks or so in there, and they were all put together. So I think I had said or had mentioned in the past videos, I paid maybe anywhere from 14 cents to 40 cents a piece for those, depending. And so one of these books came out of that buy from Army Shelf 4. This is Ladies Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence paperback book. And so for a really good price, if you're paying, below, 50 cents for them, this one sold for $5 plus ship. So very, very good there. And I'm still profiting from these. I love it. We still have 23 sets of these available. And I sold 2 in this particular lot. Maybelline Expert Tools Brush and Comb 2-pack, brand new in box, was found on River Shelf 3. So when I saw that, I bounced out to our heated and cool garage and grabbed a couple of these packages and put them right in there. And this altogether sold for $23.90 plus ship. I am really profiting on that little tiny box from that pallet buy. I'm so thankful for that. So doing really good. Really good. I wasn't for sure if we'd sell them quick, but we are, and I love it. I really do. Next up, from a pallet buy, it was found in the Rudolph bag. I sell a lot of intimate wear, a lot of tights and such, and loving the positive feedback. Brand new with tag, and I love to get them when I can at a real decent price. From Cat and Jack, girls 2-pack nylon sparkle tights, black and gray, size 7 through 10. And already got positive feedback on these, and it sold for $5.99 plus ship. Very, very good for something I paid $1 for. Love, love, love that. And here you go. We found, and also, again, like we talked about earlier, that I did purchase this particular one along with the Genghis Frogs like 2 weeks ago, perhaps. And again, they were selling really quickly. Nickelodeon TMNT Mutations Mix and Match Wingnut action figure from Playmates, found on River Shelf 2. And this one sold for $10 plus ship. So exactly what I put on the price. So very, very happy about that. Got them for a real good deal. And next up, more media. This one, it took me for a minute to find, but yeah, we still have a lot of our DVDs that are unskewed and our CDs, so it took me a minute, but I found it before the Arctic Blast that we got came. This is called the Family Stone DVD. It was from 2006, full screen. And this one sold normal price at $6.99 plus ship. And then, of course, more media. This was found in the shed at one of the bottom shelves in the Adeline shelf. This was called The Teenage Dream by Katy Perry from 2010 CD. Good price, normal price. Sold for $6.99 plus ship. And then someone else took advantage of a brand new sealed set. This is from the Thundercats Season 1, Book 3 DVD 2-disc set from 2012. Brand new sealed. It was really, really good sealed. Really shrink wrapped well. And good price for 2-disc set. Sold for $6.99 plus ship. And then I've been starting to sell some of the Barbie items that I did a retail arbitrage with. And I'm really happy because of selling some of those this year. I actually just bought more of them today of different new ones. So I'm happy and excited about that. Barbie Chelsea Can Be fashion designer doll mint on card was found on River Shelf 1. And this cute little Barbie accessory with doll sold for $10.95 plus ship. And then lastly, we are sold out of these in this size. Came from a Target pallet buy. Men's striped standard fit crew neck long sleeve t-shirt from Goodfellow and Company. Size medium was found in the snowflake bag. Already received positive feedback. And even though we paid only $1 for this shirt, it sold for $7.99 plus shipping to boot. So all of that has caught me up currently on Madcap Toys Plus. Again, we had a few sales today from there. I was able to list maybe 4 or 5 from a recent buy last night on Madcap Toys Plus. But then I finished the night with helping Daren with putting up some comics because he has a huge stack on the table for that. And so I wanted to kind of help him with that because he has trading cards he's listing. He's got coins he's listing in that. And now that we have 4 cards full plus some of the retail arbitrage we've done the last couple weeks, we have some listing to do. But we're also purchasing for a very good reason. And again, don't want to keep dragging it out, but we'll have some good news to speak with you on maybe on the next video because the important meeting that we have will not be until from this taping tomorrow afternoon. So I'm still in the not know on that yet. But once we do get more information, we'll be a little bit more able to talk about it and explain a little bit more to you. So that's basically all I have for today, guys. What about the eBay returns? What verbiage do you use? Do you use any? Are you like me that you just keep your mouth shut, let eBay do its thing, let the buyer do its thing, and then go from there once you get it? Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I know for me, I am going to try to get some of I've already got mostly all of my Christmas shopping done, except for one grandkid, which is just going to be one of those last minute things. And then I'm going to just be buying the grocery food for next week for that lovely Christmas dinner that we're going to have that afternoon with our family and go from there, but enjoy the season. But you guys have been super fantastic, and until next time, bye-bye.